right, welcome back. So today we got an unboxing to do, some Basherqueen stuff that was sent over, and we're gonna get started on refreshing my EXB Kraton 6S. So Basherqueen sent over a few things that we're gonna go ahead and make the Kraton great again. If you don't want to spend $900 on a Sledge, you can go ahead and take your Kraton and let's see if we can modify it enough to get the benefits of what the Sledge has to offer in a Kraton. So with all that being said, let's unbox and see what she sent over. So got some carbon fiber shock towers, a new kit she's offering, servo saver, some bearings, yep, we got a couple shock tower deals because we're going to modify a couple of them. Carbon fiber top plate, carbon fiber servo mount, Max 6 adapter plate, got a soldering board. That's awesome. That's something I really need because I'm normally using pliers. Pretty cool product. Carbon fiber rear mud guards. Really gonna make it like the Sledge to where we can protect the rear arms and shocks from getting blasted with rocks. Awesome product. Got the gearbox gasket to keep dirt out of the diffs. Steering arms, carbon fiber, carbon fiber servo mount spacers, depending on how deep your servo is. If you have to raise it up or lower it down, she offers a kit. And here's her whole top plate with the arms and the steering link. I am doing a couple of Kratons. I'm going to do the V4 version and my EXB. This is the EXB kit. And then we have to get the top strut tower brace, carbon fiber. She's now making her own ends. No more hot racing ends on this one. Pretty cool. She keeps calling herself the unofficial Basherqueen, but we're going to make her an official Basherqueen because she's the one out there sending it and really making the hobby great. Support your local vendors. Non-local vendors, always a good time, especially when somebody's pushing the hobby like she is. So as you see, we have a lot of parts that we're going to be putting into the Kraton, and yes, it is an EXB, but I feel my thoughts on the problem that I have with M2C and stuff is that it makes a lot of things heavier. So if we can lighten it up on top of adding an M2C chassis, that might be a better way, because just adding a bunch of metal to an RC really puts a lot of stress on the shocks, the arms, the wing, every bad crash that you have, any plastic component in there. If you're adding a ton of weight to it without lightening it up like carbon fiber does, then you end up for a bad time, as I proved on the 8S Kraton when I went full M2C on that thing. Every time I ran it, I was breaking off wings, breaking control arms. I couldn't keep anything together on that thing because it was just so darn heavy. But we're gonna get started on this thing. I already refreshed the whole Sledge over there, and it's time to show some love to the Kraton. So we're gonna go ahead and get into that. So if that's something you want to see, Basherqueen stuff, I'll show you how to do it. We're gonna refresh this RC. I have a feeling it's going to be a couple episodes on doing this because it is a lot of work. We're going to have to tear it all the way down and then put it all the way back together, kind of like we did on the Sledge, on the maintenance, and then some minor upgrades I did to the Sledge with the Game Changer fans. You know, we're going to be running Game Changer fans on this as well. So I know she runs the Max 6 combo in this thing, and for me, I have the Mamba Monster X 8S system in this. So we're going to get started on this, and we'll be back in a second. All right, let's bust this thing down real quick. Let's see what we're working with. Now I like to take off all the tires first, just to make it easier to move around. These tires get stuck because these hexes are really small and cut into the rims. As you see, I've already had to replace one of the nuts because one of the wheels came flying off. Ruined one of the rims, so I had to replace one of the hexes and replace 2 of the wheels because it tends to cut into the squares. So I run this thing on 6S now. This pack that's in here is all charged up. It's ready to rip. But we're going to do a quick refresh on this thing. Go through everything. So it doesn't come with electronics, so it's got a good steering servo in it. It's got a Mamba Monster X 8S, and it's got a Hobby Wing 1650 kV motor, I believe, in it. So first thing we're going to do, so we're going to get these flap deals out of the way so we can work on it a little easier. Yeah, because I can't get to I'll take this side off. I'll leave that side on because I can't get to the screw for the upper brace. Cut the zip tie I have, secure the wires, and then cut this zip tie too, even though it's a reusable one. Right, let's see. And I can't get to that bolt either without taking out that. So we're going to have to take this flap off, take this mount off, and then we'll be able to get the upper brace off. I'm going to try to bust this thing down as fast as I can. What I'm going to do is keep the screws with the parts I take off, just by doing that. I'm going to sit down because I'm tired of standing up. Take this mount off. Put the screws back in it. Just makes it an easier way. Because I use a gun, usually doesn't take that long. To bust something apart. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and throw the screws back in. Just makes it easier later. Especially on these when they have nuts on the backside, you won't lose them. So, next thing we're going to do is we're going to get this thing flipped over. And we are going to, I guess I can remove this brace. Get this big brace out of the way, which is just a couple of pins. Makes it easier to work on it. Things were stuck in there. All right, so that cleared up a lot of room up here. And we're going to get this thing flipped over. That's an aluminum diff in the back, so Loctite on them. Oh, these are impacted with dirt, so we'll have to get the dirt out. I just use an old blade on an X-Acto knife. That'll remove our rear. Rocks falling out, you see? They get wedged everywhere. And that's why I think Traxxas says to go through it and make sure you got all the debris out of your RC. As you see, plastic getting stuck. So we'll have to get this bumper off because I got to get to the other screws. Drive shaft for the rear. Put the screws with it. Now I take the support braces off from over here. Oh, wrong one. Why do I keep grabbing the wrong one? There'll be 2 long screws for the braces. Hopefully the steering comes off because it's got Loctite on it. And that one won't. So this is where it gets a little tricky, because you have to hold one side so I tighten this one down, hopefully to bust the other side loose. And the impact gets the screw out from the bottom that has Loctite on it. And then we're going to straighten out our servo. That has a screw underneath. We'll put this together so I know that's for the servo with the washer for the servo arm. And then we can knock out these other 4 bolts that go into our diff. And this will take everything out as an assembly. And this will allow us to work on it. Front drive shaft. So we got our front assembly, rear assembly, and then here's our chassis. So we'll leave the chassis the way it is. As you see, this is why Basherqueen, this is why I don't like this style diff. Like I was explaining on the Sledge, this is all open. Oh, look at that. Front diff case is broken. Didn't even know it, and taking this thing apart, guess after the last bash, this is why I don't like this setup. So I'll have to get that fixed. Hopefully I have a diff case. I think I might. I should get an aluminum one, but look at all the dirt mixed in with that front diff. So this thing wasn't gonna last. And it was working perfect after the last bash. So if I were to continue running this, Sledge didn't break, EXB did break. The whole reason I have aluminum diff case in the rear is because I have a lot of diff case issues with the EXB. And this grit will definitely ruin the complete diff assembly. Now I didn't hear it clicking when it came apart, but as you see, we're gonna have to tear down the whole front and we're gonna have to change out the diff case. I probably have a diff case because I believe they're the same front and rear. I've broken so many rears, hopefully I have a diff case for that. I don't know if I do or I don't, but we'll have to look into that. So there's the teardown of the RC, and we're going to get to cleaning this stuff up, getting to put all Basherqueen stuff on this. So stay tuned for the next video. Like, comment, subscribe, We'll catch you guys then. Thanks for watching.